But y'all, that was week 0. That was just week 0. We have a whole season of HBCU football that we're going to be covering and breaking down here on HBCU Game Day. So I think it's time to transition to week 1, get into some previews. We got to start with the Orange Blossom Classic coming up this weekend, the Jackson State Tigers versus the Florida A&M Rattlers. So last season, the Rattlers put a whooping on your Tigers. Y'all getting your get back this year?
You mean the Tigers putting the whooping on the Rattlers? Because I'm thinking like...
I'm sorry, the Tigers putting the whooping on the Rattlers.
That was a whooping that was given out.
It was a whooping. It was a whooping. Yeah. So let's get into the Orange Blossom Classic, because a lot of people, including you, Wilton, were saying that Jackson State wasn't really tested against South Carolina State. And the real test is going to be week 1 against FAMU. Why do you say that?
Well, it was a test. It's just what you call that pre-test. Like, it's like, like I told you, we were talking yesterday, like, you have an ACT and you have the practice exam before the ACT. The ACT is Saturday. Sunday. This is a FAMU team. Obviously, Jackson State has had their changes in the players that they brought into the program. FAMU has brought in other additional players. This is going to probably be a lot closer game than what we saw last year. FAMU, obviously a very physical team. They have some high-quality transfers, too. A couple of them, they have some running backs. One by the name of Jaquez Yant. He's transferred from Nebraska. And then also everybody, when you think about FAMU, you're thinking about how are you going to replace some of the players that they lost last year, like Xavier Smith, rookie, trying to make it into the NFL. You're talking about replacing the Isaiah Lamb. But, you still have players like Jamaria Sheree, wide receiver, that's still there. You still have Isaiah Major. You still have Javan Morgan, Kendall Bowler, Gentle Hunt. Like, this FAMU team is loaded. So while we knew, or at least thought, that South Carolina would bring the physicality, FAMU is going to bring a different level of physicality. And then there's also the idea of this. Jackson State secondary played well last night. Defense played great last night. Well, now you go from limiting Corey Fields, but Corey Fields is not Jeremy Musa. And let's keep it real. Jeremy Musa has shown us last season that he can throw the ball around.
I mean, hey, I don't know how to follow that, but I just, I think Saturday night's game was like the greatest promotion for the Orange Blossom Classic, because I think, again, that's the best that you could hope for Jackson State. And so, we know what that game has been these last couple of years, a lot of excitement. Last year, not so much after the game kicked off for FAMU. So, they're looking for some get back. Jackson State is looking to really show that last week wasn't a fluke. And now, Coach at FAMU, they still have some film on Jackson State where, you kind of knew TC from being an offensive coordinator at Central, but you really didn't know with this personnel. So they have some game film. I think this week is going to be very interesting. And TC really made sure that everybody knew that they're trying to turn the corner, because they got a FAMU team that, those might not be the same players on the JSU side, but best believe that they want to get some retribution for that 59-3 beat down from last year. So
you got the score. Thank you. I had a mental test in my head because I said it was a whooping. I was like, which one of them is going to remember this? Good job, Steve. So let's make our predictions, okay? So launching soon on HBCU Game Day, neck pillows. First of all, you catching these flights, you going on the road to see your team play. You might be going to Miami to see the Orange Blossom Classic. So we have these neck pillows, FAMU. We got the Tigers, you know what I'm saying? We're going to see if Wilton is a biased fan or if he's a non-biased fan really soon. But let's break these out the plastic, get these pillows, and get these predictions going. So obviously, who you picking, throw that neck pillow on, you know what I'm saying?
Steve.
Let's start with Steve, because we have a Tiger. You're the most interesting pick because you're a Tiger. Yeah. Steve. Whew.
You know what? Jackson State, you did your thing. You did your thing. FAMU, them boys got a lot built up from last year. So, we're going to see. But I think it's going to be a good game. I think it's going to be a close game. But the Rattlers, look, the pressure's all on you. We've seen you fold before. I don't know, but I'm gonna go with it. So
Y'all sassy. All right, Wilton.
You know, as somebody who's born and raised in Jackson, I've been around Jackson State all my life.
Choose your pillow wisely.
Yeah, I know. You know, I really like this FAMU team that they're putting together. I also have a lot of respect for what TC's doing. Honestly, I'm gonna go with Jackson State.
Okay.
I'm
Loyal to the
Jackson
soil,
State.
because when
I'm
we
gonna stick to
talked
Jackson
earlier today, you said you were picking FAMU. So
I
you
did.
got on the show, the lights came on, the cameras came on, and you cracked.
I did. I'm gonna stick with Jackson State.
All right, well, I'm going to
FAMU
make my
don't
pick. I'm going with your Tigers. I thought you were going to take FAMU and I was going to be able to throw this thing on. But I'm going with the Tigers because one thing that I do, I go with the hot hand, Steve. You know what I'm saying? You're going with the Rattlers. We haven't seen them boys since, last year. I'm going with the Tigers. The iron is hot. Got to strike while the iron is hot. So I'm going with Jackson State University. Book it, lock me in. Okay?
Well, one of us is going to be a meme, or maybe two of us.
Well, you were the one talking the most junk. Folding the pillow up. We've seen them fold before.
We have seen them fold before. So, it is what it is. But it's a new year.